Attention, Kim Kardashian, can you please remove your Birkin from the basketball court? Kim Kardashian, please remove your Birkin from the basketball court.
Hello? You're currently on the phone with KCK. Yep, that's me.
Hello, everyone. Happy Monday morning to you all. I don't want to be one of those people that complains about daylight savings time because it doesn't necessarily bug me that much, but it was getting lighter in the mornings, and now it's not. I mean, eventually it will be again, but it's so hard for me to get out of bed when it's not light outside. Like, my body literally rises and sets with the sun, and so it's so hard to still like want to get up when it's dark outside. And I need to, because I always do this. I always like, no, I'll stay longer. Like, I should just get up. I should just start my day, get my electrolytes in. I also have some sad, heartbreaking news. I think I'm going to have to retire the energy drinks, unfortunately. The, you know, one of very few things that bring me joy in this life, and I have to cease operations immediately. I just don't think they sit well with my poor tummy, so yeah, I'm gonna have to cut way, way back. But I've already cut back a lot. I used to have 14 a week. So I cut that down to like 7 a week, which is a lot better. But now I'm thinking like maybe 1 or 2 a week. I think it's just kind of become a habit too. I just need to replace it with something better. Like I have this, I follow like several hundred health and wellness influencers on TikTok and Instagram. And a lot of them now are saying to drink electrolytes first thing in the morning. So I got some electrolytes from Just Ingredients, the company that's here in Utah. I also, before I got these, I had it's like a probiotic drink, and it was like mango lemonade, which was really good. And that helped a lot with my stomach and just the craving, I guess, for something sweet, which is weird because I hardly ever drink soda. I remember one year in high school, my New Year's resolution, for some random reason, I made it up like at the very last second, was to not drink soda for a whole year. And I did it. And I didn't really feel like I was missing out on anything. And I remember it was New Year's Eve that year, and I decided to get a Sprite at the movies. And as soon as I took a sip, like my eyes went all wide. Like just as soon as that sugar hit my system and the carbonation from the Sprite, from that hurt feeling in the back of your throat, it was like my eyes had been open again. But even after that, I never really drank soda. I don't like most of them. The only one I like is Sprite and Mountain Dew. I will drink Mountain Dew every now and then. I call Mountain Dew the hillbilly Sprite. If you know, you know. I don't like Pepsi. I don't like Coke. I don't like Diet Coke, Diet Pepsi. I don't like Dr. Pepper. I hate root beer. So I just don't like most of them. So that probably makes it easier. Anyway, I just think it was become a habit. And so I started to drink my electrolytes instead because I get up in the morning. When I go to the gym, I get up in the morning and I have usually my energy drink with a couple packets of those Ritz crackers with peanut butter. It's like my favorite thing in the whole wide world right now. Also with me, I get addicted to things for like chunks of time. Like when I first started drinking energy drinks, it was Monsters, and I went way overboard with those. It was the Ultra Rosa flavor and the blue Ultra Blue flavor. They were my favorite thing in the whole world. And I had one the other day, and I like couldn't even finish it. It tasted not good to me at all. I took a Celsius yesterday. I kind of am off Celsius. I like Alani better. And I had a Celsius yesterday, and it was hard for me to even finish. So I think I get addicted to things and then all of a sudden I'm done. Like I'm over it, and I don't know if that's a sign of something if I'm like, but yeah. So it won't be too hard to break it. I know if I just implement new strategies into my life, then I'll be okay. But I also did see this TikTok on TikTok, and it was this husband showing a video of his wife, and she had like this, not a cord, like a tube coming out of her. I think it was like her stomach or something, and it was like draining fluids because her kidneys were like destroyed. Because he's like, this is what will happen if you drink energy drinks 2 times a day, for I don't know how long, but her kidney literally shut down. I'm like, oh, okay. Maybe that's a sign I should, cut back. Although I will say, like, Alani and Celsius, I'm sure, are much better than Monster. Were they the original energy drink? I wonder what was the original. They're one of them. I remember when I was in middle school, it became really popular. Let's see, what was the original energy drink? Is this even Lipovitamin D? The first energy drink called Lipovitamin D was introduced by the Tussauds Pharmaceutical Company in 1962. The beverage was marketed as a medical tonic to help combat fatigue, and it contained a mix of B vitamins, taurine, and caffeine. Huh. That is not what I thought. 1962? Holy crap. Okay. Oh, I think Red Bull was the first, actually. Yeah, now that I'm thinking. Red Bull was among the first players in the industry when it introduced its caffeinated energy drinks in the 1980s, becoming a crucial pick-me-up for those looking for coffee alternatives. And although Monster Beverages was also born around the 80s, it wasn't until 2002 that its energy drink hit the market. How does that even make sense? They just made them until 2002 and then they started selling them? I don't get that. What was the first energy drink in the 90s? Josta and Jolt energy drinks. There's a picture of Clueless on here, so I'm guessing it was like a drink in the background of that movie. What is the oldest energy drink in America? 1949. Wow. Okay. Anyway, we're getting off topic. What was I saying? I just think that so in middle school, that's when they became pretty popular, and my friends were on the basketball team, and they drank an energy drink before the game, and they ended up having to call the ambulance during the game because their hearts were racing so fast. And like, I don't think one of them passed out, but one of them like fell and like was having a hard time getting up or something. And so we had a whole seminar on energy drinks. So maybe that helped my decision on not to drink them. But yeah, I didn't even start drinking them until a few years ago. And I just have noticed that when I drink them, my stomach does not like me very much. So yeah, back on my health grind again. I will say, I don't know if I said this the other day. So I tried to eat Greek yogurt, and it is like not very good. But I heard someone, they use it for sour cream. And I'm like, that's actually a good idea. So I have my little breakfast potatoes in the morning. And I put those, or like maybe like a half of the single serving cups of yogurt on them. And then put like this ranch seasoning I got from Trader Joe's. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's like my favorite thing in the whole world. I'm thinking about it right now. I'm obviously going to have some after this, but that's so good. I'm trying to have like really protein high meals, and breakfast is like the one I choose to do it the most, I guess. I have like 4 or 5 eggs. I have cottage bacon, which is pretty much ham. And then I have like whole grain toast it's got like all those seeds in it or whatever, which is so funny because growing up I wouldn't even look at wheat bread. So my palate is expanding, you guys. And then for lunch I'll have usually, well, it depends. I'm never really home for lunch, so if I'm at work I will have my my pre-made meals, which last time was rice and hamburger, and then I put carrots in it. And if I'm out and about other times, I will have just like a couple packets of those Ritz peanut butter crackers, my favorite thing in the whole world. But I used to pair it with an energy drink. So I don't know what I'm going to do now. And I'm really, really sad. I love water though. But like water and crackers, that just doesn't sound very appetizing, does it? So I need to switch it up. Anyway, I don't know. You guys don't really care about all that. Let's dive in. We have quite a bit to talk about today, you guys. So I'm going to start off. I saw the movie Immaculate this weekend with my friends Peyton and Nathan. And first of all, we get there to the theater, and I just want to say Megaplex's app sucks. I've always never liked it. It's hard to navigate. Their reward system doesn't make any sense to me. But I will say they have really good theaters and they have good food. Their shakes at their place are so good. Their chicken strips are delicious. If you know me, you know I'm a whore for chicken strips, and I know exactly where to get them. The best place at Disneyland is the Golden Horseshoe Saloon, or over in California Adventure, the place next to Soren. It's like something camp or whatever. They have delicious ones. They also had this really delicious orange creamsicle shake while I was there. I don't know if that's a seasonal thing. Anyway, Megaplex's app sucks. So we get our popcorn, we get all our treats, and we go up to the thing, and they scan the code, and she's like, "Wait, can I see that really quick?" And I was like, "Yeah, show her." She's like, "Oh, this is for Jordan Commons, and we're in Vineyard." I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And the movie starts in like 2 minutes. I'm like, that is so annoying, because I know I clicked the Vineyard location. And I'm like, okay. So anyways, I went and talked to the person. They gave us free tickets. He's like, "We can't give you a refund here because our system's different." I'm like, that's weird. Why would your system be the same everywhere? And he's like, "You'd have to go up to them." And he's like, "But if the movie's already started, you can't get a refund." I'm like, "Well, the movie started 2 minutes ago, so it's too late." He's like, "Well, we can just give you vouchers here." I'm like, "Isn't that basically the same thing?" Anyway, so I have vouchers to go to that movie. So we had to wait a couple hours, and we ended up going to the AMC in Provo, which I always forget about. It's down by the Riverwoods, and it's really nice. They have all reclining seats, and there's hardly anyone ever there. Going to this movie, I won't spoil it too much. It was pretty good. I did like it. It wasn't scary. Like, there were definitely some jump scares, but it was very different than I thought. It was more suspenseful and more kept you on your toes. But it was pretty good. I think everyone did a very good job. And for all of you wondering, you don't see Sydney Sweeney's boobs. You can kind of see them through this dress she's wearing. And then there's a scene where she's like naked, but she's like covering up her body, and it's like all shadowy. So if you're going to see for that, I'm sorry to tell you, you will not. It's not like her scene in Euphoria or her scene in what was I gonna say? Anyone But You. Speaking of Anyone But You, that movie comes on Netflix April 23rd. It's really, really good. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good. So if you're wanting to go see that, I highly suggest it. If it's a kind of a movie in your genre, I probably will never see it again because I just don't like movies like that. And but I was pleasantly surprised at how well she produced it. She was working on it for like 10 years, she said. And she actually flew out both of her grandmas to be in the movie. They were both nuns in the background. So that's kind of sweet. She just seems like a really fun person to be around. And she like genuinely cares about people. And she's just like always thinking ahead, always has another plan. So I like her a lot. So if you want to see it, go see it. It's not playing in Vineyard yet, even though they have signs outside with the posters saying it does. And for some reason, I don't know what is up with Spanish Fork Theater, but you need to step up your game. You have one of the nicest theaters in the valley, and the shows you choose to bring are very weird. Like, there was a movie I wanted to see really bad. I think it was Saltburn, but Saltburn, I think I was just waited too long. But they didn't have that. I don't know if it's a person running it. They're more conservative than other people, but let's step up your game because you have a really nice theater but you show the most random, obscure, mostly like geared towards kids, which I know that's Utah County and it's like kids central, but let's kind of step up your game because you weren't playing that movie either. Anyway, that's my complaint for the day. Speaking of Euphoria, though, Lukas Gage, he married Chris Appleton. If you guys don't know who that is, Chris Appleton is the Kardashians' hairstylist. It used to be Jen Atkin, but she has her own company now. It's Way, the OUAI, I think it is called, or spelled, which is a really good company. It's super expensive. She's also from Utah, if you guys didn't know that. So that's kind of fun. But I think she's just really busy now, so she doesn't do hair as much as she used to. So Chris Appleton does it mostly now. And Lukas Gage was on Euphoria season 1. He was the guy that Nate Jacobs beat up. I can't even, it's been so long since I've seen that show. This is what happens, you guys, when they take 78 years to make a 7-episode season of a show. So I've forgotten what happened, but Nate goes to beat him up because I think he went on a date with, gosh, I can't even remember her name. What's the character's? Cassie is Sydney Sweeney. I don't even remember her name, you guys. I'm so sorry. Nate's girlfriend in the movie. Lukas Gage is the guy he beats up. And then he's also in The White Lotus, season 1. He's also, I don't know if you guys ever saw that, during COVID, he was, because all these actors had to audition on Zoom, and he was the guy, like, the Zoom was already up, so I don't know why the guy thought he should talk, but he thought he was on mute, the director or someone, and he wasn't, and he was, like, making fun of Lucas's apartment. He's like, oh god, that's so sad, like, how pathetic that apartment is. I can't remember exactly what he said, but it wasn't very nice. And Lukas was like, you were so right. If you give me this job, I can afford a new apartment. I promise I'll buy a nice one or whatever. And like the guy was mortified. He's like, oh my god, I am so sorry. I am so sorry. He's like, no, it's fine. Just let me audition. He's like, no, really, like, I am so sorry. That was so rude of me. I'm like, yeah, it was. Why did you feel the need? Like, he was talking to 2 other people. And it's kind of like one of those scenarios where you, like, think you look cool when you're, like, being mean to someone in front of your friends. And, in hindsight, it's never cool to do that ever. You look stupid. You look ridiculous. But yeah, anyways, that's Lukas Gage. He married Chris Appleton, and it was on an episode of Kardashians back in November, I think. Yeah. And the the marriage lasted I don't even know, like, couple months maybe, and it was like a week or 2 after that episode was announced or shown that they filed for divorce. And I guess Lukas was on Watch What Happens Live the other day, and he was like, yeah, it was probably one of the more stupid things I've done. I was kind of in a manic episode and I just went with it. And he's like, I feel really bad. He's like, because Shania Twain sang to them, like, personally, during their wedding day. It was when they got married in Vegas. Kim Kardashian flew them out to Vegas on her jet. So he's like, yeah, sorry, Shania, and sorry, Kim. And Shania actually responded something, like, silly. She wasn't even mad about it. She's like, all the things we do for love or something. But yeah, I wonder, like, when he realized, like, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Because it wasn't very long. They weren't married long at all. So, I don't know. I probably would have tried to make it work, because to be in with the Kardashians, are you freaking kidding me? I would have done anything. Absolutely anything. So, but, he's also an actor and he has his own thing going. But when people fumble the ball with the Kardashians, I'm like, what are you even thinking? What are you? And then there's those ones that fumble the ball consistently and they still keep him around, aka Tristan. Not necessarily Lamar, but I think he's part of the family still, which Lamar is partnering with Caitlyn Jenner to do a sports podcast. I'm like, first of all, no one wants that. And second of all, what? Are you serious? After everything she's said about that family and how well Khloe treated you, you are going to do a podcast with her? She's just awful in general, so I don't know why you feel the need to do that, but who knows. Scott, how many times does Scott fumble the ball? Like, I can't even imagine doing that many times and still being kept around the family. I mean, I know he has 3 kids with Courtney, but still, I don't know. It just always surprises me. And then there are the people that they get rid of immediately, like Larsa and Chris Humphries. Is he even playing basketball still, Chris Humphries? Let's see what he's up to. Chris Humphries, American basketball player, was drafted by the Utah Jazz? What? Oh, that was a long time ago. But still, Humphries was drafted by the Utah Jazz with the 14th overall selection in 2004 NBA draft. He spent 2 seasons with the Jazz. All right, that's great. What does Humphries do for a living now? Humphries seems to be doing just fine. He currently owns a fast food joint, Dave's Hot Chicken in Minnesota, and a number of Five Guys in the state. Interesting. They have a Dave's Hot Chicken here in Orem now. I've never been to it, but Houston's Hot Chicken in Lehigh is really good, so you should go to that. Yeah. Well, anyway, speaking of Kardashians, so for my intro, if you're wondering what that was all about, Kim Kardashian was spotted at a Lakers game versus the Golden State, which we found out last week. The Golden State, you want to say the Golden State Killer, but that's not what I'm even going for. Which they found by the way, a couple years ago. She was at a game with her son Saint, the Lakers versus Golden State Warriors. Golden State Warriors is the team Steph Curry's on, which we talked about last week. Anyway, her purse was on the floor and it was causing like mass chaos. As soon as I saw it, someone sent it to me, and the thing I commented back first was like, not her Birkin bag sitting on the floor. So if you're unaware, Birkin bags are the most expensive bags in the whole world. Like, they're the most coveted. Like, you can't really just go buy one. You have to be offered to buy one. And to do that, you have to, build relationships with the Hermes shopper. What am I trying to say? Hermes employees. And then once you build up a good relationship with them, when the new bag comes out, they will call you and invite you to come purchase a bag. So I didn't find this out until like a couple years ago, but the reason it's called the Birkin bag is because it was named after the late famous model and actress Jane Birkin. Birkins can retail anywhere from between $10,000 to $2 million. So I thought this was her $100,000 bag, but it's not. It's only her $50,000 bag. But still, I don't know. Isn't that called bad? Isn't it bad luck to put your purse on the ground? Or is that just something I'm making up? I could have sworn. Anyway, supposedly her bag is worth $50,000 or around that. There's one similar to it on Sotheby's, which is like a very expensive, I guess, eBay, you could call it. It's like what am I trying to say? Not a raffle. What is that thing where you go an auction? An auction. There's one for $55,900 on there right now. But yeah, it was causing like people were like, not the Birkin on the ground. Like, the Birkin on the floor is insane. So anyways, they're made, I mean, very, very nice. They're like well-made bags and they'll last you forever. She was actually selling another one recently because they have that Kardashian closet, which I think most of the proceeds go to charity. But it was a little dirty on the handle. And people were like so upset. Like, she was trying to sell it for, I don't even know, $70,000, I think. And people were so mad about it. I'm like, then don't buy it. Like, because the handle was a little bit worn and dirty. And it said it in the details. It said that light wearing and something, scuff marks on this bag or something. And really the only part you could see it on was the handle. And everyone was so pissed. I'm like, then don't buy the bag. Don't buy the $70,000 bag. What does it matter to you? If someone wants to buy that bag and they spend it, that's on them. Like, I don't understand why people get so upset about the stupidest things. Like, who cares? Who cares? Don't buy it. Like, I'm sure most of these people complaining about it too wouldn't even come close to being able to purchase that bag. So it's just interesting to me. But yeah, so if you get a Birkin bag, you can be like Kim and just set it on the ground. I still love that picture. I wonder if I can find it, where she's getting out of one of her expensive, $500,000 cars, going into law school. And one of her Birkins is just stuffed to the brim with like computers and books and stuff. I'm like, could you imagine? This is actually one of my dreams. Like I want to be so rich and just have like a normal job. Like roll up to like Barnes and Noble or like, I guess what I do now. Just roll up in a different car every day, like dressed to the nines. Your personal chef packs your lunches for you. You have your assistant with you. Like that's just a dream, and I would go back to school. If I had all that, if I had a personal trainer, if I had a chef, if I had an assistant, if I had, nice clothes, my car's paid off, a nice house to go back to, like, I would definitely go back to school, because then it's like, I'm there because I want to be there, not because I feel like I have to be there, That's just kind of, I don't know, it's kind of like a bizarre dream that I have. But yeah, anyway, she showed up to school with her bag just stuffed to the brim with everything in it. And that bag was probably $70,000 too. So yeah, there's that. What else should we talk about today, you guys? I have a list. Let me get my handy dandy notebook from, what was that show? Blue's Clues. Okay, Ava Max. I don't really know. The song's like My Oh My or Oh My something. She teased that recently. And she teased the new era. So that'll be good. She always has good like bops, like good fun songs. And she said she will pretty much always do those kind of songs, like those anthem songs, because she likes them. And she loves being a pop star. So that's fantastic, because who was it the other day that said they didn't care to be a pop star? It was Ray, but she's on a different category, I think. Travis Kelce is in talks to host Are You Smarter Than a Fifth Grader? It's like a reboot on Amazon Prime. I will say those questions don't seem like they really, I don't know, they seem harder than that. And I think that's the point. People are like, oh, I can do that. But then they watch the show and they're like, wait, maybe I can't. Maybe I'm not smarter than a fifth grader. But I'm like, I don't remember learning about any of that in fifth grade. But who knows? It could have just been the school district I was in. Are there any Conan O'Brien fans out there like I am? He has a new show called Conan O'Brien Must Go. And basically he just travels the world and is funny throughout it. Anyway, it's going to be on Max, and it comes out April 18th. And I think he's done similar things to this. Like when he had his TV show, he would do little segments about this. But it should be interesting. I love him. Like, I would love to just hang around him. I would be his, what does he have, 2 assistants? I'd be his 3rd assistant. Just to be around this guy. I've heard he's the nicest person. You can just tell he's genuine too during his podcast. His podcast is one I listen to constantly because it's so funny. And but you can just tell he's a genuine guy. He's like down to earth. He's really nice. He actually went to Harvard. Did you guys know that? It's crazy. But yeah, he's just so funny too. And I just found out today, because every Monday morning, they must post it at like midnight, because when I wake up, it tells me he has a new podcast episode, and today's episode is Kristen Wiig, and I cannot wait. I cannot wait to see this, or hear this episode, because they're both so funny. But yeah, if you're into that, go check it out April 18th on Max, which Max is pretty expensive, but they have good shows. Netflix, did I tell you guys this? Netflix is raising their prices again. I'm like, come on, you guys, please. that was it a sound on TikTok? Please. Let's see. Dua Lipa was on the Trixie Mattel podcast. No, sorry. I guess it might be a podcast, but it was a YouTube video, and they painted. And there's one thing she's not good at. I found out, you guys. She did warn us before. She's not the best at painting. She can do pretty much everything else but paint. But yeah, I just love her. I love her so much. She's just, I want to follow along with her book club. But her books she reads are really hard. They're really, like, you have to, like, think, and, like, I don't know. I even bought the audiobook of one of her books she started reading, and it was a lot. The book was long, and I never finished it, but I just don't have time to do that. But I'm wanting to do this thing. I'm trying to figure out a way to, because like movies, like I don't want to spoil movies, but like I want to find a way where I can maybe like a different style of, not like I guess Patreon. I've talked about this with my friends. Put it on there, and then I can talk about that specific book I'm reading, or that specific show I watched, or that specific movie I watched. So if you guys have also watched those or like following along, you can go straight to that category, and then I won't be really giving spoilers away, because it's usually people that have already seen that or read it, or and they kind of just want to talk about it. So I'm trying to figure out a way I can do that, because I do want to follow along with her book club. I also want to like, when celebrity memoirs come out, I want to be able to talk about those but not give away too much. And so like if people aren't really interested in listening to all that, they don't have to. You can just choose to go listen to it, But that'll probably be a while, because I genuinely just don't have time to even like think about that right now. So I'm there's some things in the works, you guys. That we'll get to them, but don't worry. Anyway, because I do want to follow along with her book club, like I said. I don't really have time to read any of the books, and yeah, I don't know if that's something you guys would be interested in, but because she does really good books. It's books with like kind of like historical fiction type books, so you do learn a lot, and they're worth reading. So I love reading. I just never do it anymore, which is really sad, because I actually really do get into it. Anyway, what else? Did you guys see Miley Cyrus is being awarded the legend status by Disney? It's Disney's highest honor they can bestow upon anybody. They're gonna do it at the Disney's Expo or whatever 24, in like August, I think. But yeah, and I've seen people on Twitter and threads and stuff that are annoyed. They're like, why wasn't Raven-Symoné nominated for this? And everyone's like, no one's saying that these other people aren't deserving of this award, but you have to realize what Miley Cyrus did for Disney Channel. She was like their first billion-dollar brand. She was the first to have 5 different contracts with Disney, TV, a movie, soundtrack, merch, and a book line. So Hannah Montana, Miley Cyrus, huge. I saw a tweet that said, Hannah Montana really had these dads out here scurrying as fast as they could in their high heels trying to get these tickets for their girls to her concerts. Her concerts will sell out in seconds, you guys. Like, I know I'm preaching to the choir here, but Miley Cyrus pretty much revamped Disney Channel, and they're never going to be able to replicate that, ever. I still remember seeing the first commercial for that and thinking, I want to go to there. Like, I was just mesmerized by it, and it did not disappoint at all. Like, I still listen to Hannah Montana music. I do, and I love it. Okay, I just Googled, and this is the shortest article I've ever seen in my entire life. It says, Miley Cyrus rejoices in killing Disney's $1 billion star Hannah Montana. I think that's a little dramatic. Miley Cyrus, this is from Business Insider. Miley Cyrus made Disney $1 billion since the launch of her TV show Hannah Montana in 2006. But the 17-year-old is saying goodbye to the Disney Channel show to focus on her budding movie and music career by January 11th. So what is that? 5 years? So she made them $200 million a year. Just one person. One teeny tiny little girl. I'm going to rejoice and be happy to finally not have to be somebody I'm not exactly. She says she's sick of her character being treated like a doll and a product. That would be annoying. I know I've said this before, but she did that movie or that video where she went through her schedule when she was like literally 11, and it was from 7 to 7. She had something going on at least every hour of the day, and that was like a normal day. That was a Saturday, and then she had to be back by Monday to start filming Hannah Montana. That's crazy. But I think if there's anyone that was able to handle it, it's her. She's pretty headstrong, and she's pretty just strong in general. And she's one of those people that you can tell just works and works and works. And I mean, just look at her body. Like at the Grammys, like that girl puts in so much work. I think she does Pilates. I think that's what she does. But seriously, she looks so good. I don't know. Pop stars are not lazy people. You have to be pretty. I don't even know what to say. Like, you have to be able to go with no sleep. You have to be able to have crazy hectic schedules. You have to be able to travel nonstop and not be sick of it. Like, it is an exhausting job. I don't think it's for everyone, obviously, because not everyone can do it. But anyway, that'll be interesting to see her get that award, because it's well deserved in my opinion. Let's see what else. There's a new Sims movie apparently in the works, being brought to life by no other than Margot Robbie, so we know it's gonna be good. It's like they said it's like a Sims style movie, so I don't know what that means, but yeah. Did you guys see Dua Lipa's wax figure at Madame Tussauds? I don't know why that company either hits or misses, but this doll looked identical to Dua Lipa, like so identical to her. Like I don't know how they did it, but it's probably one of the best ones they've ever done. I if you want to Google it, you should, because it was amazing. But seriously, it was crazy. Like there's like the one of I think it was Beyonce recently that they did not. Maybe it wasn't recently, but it did not go over well. Who else did they do? I think The Rock's doesn't look like him. Anyway, so if anyone watched Real Housewives of Beverly Hills this season, they know about Anna Marie and her obsession with Sutton's esophagus, and her saying she was a doctor. She's really not a doctor. She's like an assistant anesthesiologist or something. I can't remember. Anyway, no one liked her. She was annoying. She's not coming back next season to Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And even though Bravo made it seem like she made the decision, she came out with a statement and said, no, it wasn't my decision. It was, I was told I was coming back. I was not coming back. And she said, I was thrown in last season, like weeks into filming that had already begun, and it just, the way they edited it made it look like it wasn't, like I wasn't shown, I guess, in the light that she wanted to be shown in. I don't know. Anyway, she's not coming back, so don't worry. We won't have to see her anymore. Benson Boone announced his new album. It's called, I think I have it written backwards in my phone. So whatever it is, it's this backwards. Rollerblades and Fireworks. I think it's Fireworks and Rollerblades. Comes out April 5th. And he just announced that his tour is completely sold out, which is wild. I tried to get tickets to the one in Salt Lake. I was just kind of curious. And they're kind of expensive. They're like what I paid for Beyonce, which wasn't a ton, but the power of TikTok is amazing, because he is like blowing up. Like his song's #1 on Spotify right now. He just released another one, but like all of his videos have like hundreds of thousands of views, and he posts like pretty much the same thing like every video. It's of his song, like he's teasing it, and it's like by the time we've heard or the song comes out, we've already heard the whole thing because it's on TikTok. But he is very talented. He's crazy. When he was on American Idol, and he hadn't played the piano in like, I don't know, a long time, because he was like kind of warming up. They're like, are you gonna learn how to play the piano right now? And he's like, no, sorry, I just haven't played in a while, so I'm just making sure. And he goes on to play it perfectly and sing perfectly. I'm like, what the hell? How are people like this? How are people like this? So do I have any people out there that watch Selling Sunset? So Christine Quinn, she was one of the originals on that show, and she left like 2 or 3 seasons ago. Anyway, her husband has been arrested twice on domestic violence charges. He almost looked unrecognizable. I think he might be on Ozempic too, because he's super skinny now. He always gave me a weird vibe, like kind of like a D-bag vibe. But apparently he threw, I still don't know how this came about. He threw a bag of glass at Christine, and then it hit the baby. I guess it's not a baby anymore, he's 3. But I don't know if the baby was taken to the hospital, but he was arrested. They must have had it on camera because he was arrested like immediately. And I feel like usually they would, I don't know. I guess maybe if there was enough damage done, they would have arrested him. They said he's been arrested twice, pretty recently. So anyway, that's not going well. You don't really hear much from Christine anymore since she left the show. Apparently her husband is pretty big in the tech world. And I don't know. I never really seemed to think that she was really into her husband. I think she was just into the money. That's just me. I don't know if anyone else feels the same way. 7 Rings by Ariana Grande is now 9 times platinum, which means it's sold over 9 million copies, and streamed a lot more than that because you have to stream more to make it worth one song buy, I guess you could say. So that means it's 1 million units away from being diamond, which there's not very many diamond songs, and I think Katy Perry still holds the record for how many diamond songs are one artist has or something. And she's tied with Beyonce. She has, what was it, 7 number 1 songs or 9 number 1 songs, and they have the same amount of chart records right now. So, but Beyonce's album comes out the end of this week. It comes out on Friday, so that will probably be broken by next week or something. Speaking of Beyonce, she released I think, did I talk about this? The name of her album, Cowboy Carter. But she released a statement of why she's doing a country album, even though she said this isn't a country album, this is a Beyonce album. Where is it? Okay. You ready? Buckle up. Okay. Today marks the 10-day countdown until the release of Act 2. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all the supporters of Texas Hold'em and 16 Carriages. I feel honored to be the first Black woman with a number 1 single on Hot Country charts. That would not have happened without the outgoing support or the outpouring of support from each and every one of you. My hope is that from years from now, the mention of an artist's race as it is related to releasing genres of music will be irrelevant. This album has been over 5 years in the making. Side note, someone on her team said that this album was made before Renaissance. So that's pretty wild to make this album and then go on to make a different album and have that album go out first. I just want to know what her thinking is. I want to be in her brain and see how it works and how she makes decisions, and she's just so confident in herself. Crazy. Okay, back to It was born out of an experience that I had years ago where I did not feel welcomed. I thought at first it said 5 years ago, so it wasn't adding up. But the experience she's talking about was when she went, I think it was the CMA Awards, where she went out on stage with the Chicks, formerly known as the Dixie Chicks, to perform Daddy Lessons with them. And it was the highest rating the show's ever gotten. It was the highest rated 10 minutes of that show ever. But apparently it did not go over well with the fans of the CMA Awards. So this is what she's talking about. Where I did not feel welcomed, and it was very clear that I wasn't. But because of that experience, I did a deeper dive into the musical history of country music and studied our rich musical archive. It feels so good to see how music can unite so many people around the world while also amplifying the voices of some of the people who have dedicated so much of their lives educating on our musical history. The criticisms I faced when I first entered that genre forced me to propel past the limitations that were put on me. Act 2 is a result of challenging myself and taking my time to bend and blend genres together to create this body of work. I have a few surprises on this album and have collaborated with some brilliant artists. We're hoping it's Dolly Parton and Casey Musgraves, just FYI. Who I deeply respect. I hope that you can hear my heart and soul and all the love and passion that I poured into every detail and every sound. I focus on this album as a continuation of Renaissance. I hope this music is an experience creating another journey where you can close your eyes, start to finish, or start from the beginning. God, what? I'm just making up words. Start from the beginning and never stop. This ain't a country album. This is a Beyonce album. This is Act 2, Cowboy Carter, and I'm proud to share it with y'all. I can't wait, you guys. I cannot wait. I'm so excited. All the visuals of this. So she's on this like beautiful white horse. And it's like running. She's like riding side saddle. I mean, everyone's seen it by now. But I cannot wait. It comes out Friday. Be ready, y'all. Be ready for this monumental album. I'm so curious to see how she takes it. She always has a way of bending music and making it kind of her own, and it just always works. We were talking the other day about where Renaissance is streaming, and it's not yet. And I'm so upset because I loved, obviously, the Eras Tour, which is on Disney Plus right now. But the Renaissance, what am I trying to say? Is a documentary, I guess, concert film. I loved because they did behind the scenes, and they broke it up into 3 acts or whatever. And you got to see her making decisions behind the scene and see her creating the tour. And I just loved that. I don't know. And the way they edited it, because she wore so many outfits. She wore hundreds of outfits. And the way they edited it and put it together and so seamlessly was just phenomenal. Like, brava to that director, because it was amazing. What else? Any Beetlejuice fans out there? The second trailer came out. Looks very, very interesting. Although I did find out the dad will not be returning. It was on Threads and it said, I can't even remember his name. So-and-so will not be returning to the Beetlejuice 2 world or whatever. And in the comments, everyone's like, well, duh. Or like, I wonder why. Yeah, no kidding. Apparently he did some not good things. He was committed for taking pictures of minors with their clothes off. So, yeah, there's probably a good reason he's not coming back. Let's see. Did anyone watch the Kelly Clarkson show? I'm just gonna go through a few more of these things, and then I want to talk about Kate Middleton at the end. Kelly Clarkson she does this segment, it's called Kellyoke, where she takes another artist's songs and does a version, like her own version of it. And that's where we got like Happier Than Ever and a few of the others that she put onto Spotify, which everyone's always like joking, saying once Kelly Clarkson covers your song, it's her song now. Like, it's not your song anymore. So our latest song victim is Wide Awake by Katy Perry, and she did a really good job. And even Katy Perry commented, she said, okay, dang, now I can never sing the song again. So go give that a listen, because it's really, really good. Shakira has a new song with Cardi B. It's in Spanish, so excuse my accent, I guess you could say. Puntiara? I have no idea how to even say this. Anyway, it's really good. It's a really fun song. I don't know what they're saying most of the time, but it's really good, actually. So you should go listen to that. Beyonce is supposed to receive the Innovator Award at the iHeartRadio Music Awards, which is, I think it's in April. I don't know if that's something new they've started or if it's something they've been doing, but I feel like it's well deserved for her. Okay, and last but not least, I cannot forget to talk about this. I thought these were all new songs. It turns out they are not. They were just on her deluxe vinyl that you could get at Target. But Olivia Rodrigo released, I think it was 5 more songs from Guts. It's called Guts Spilled. And they're all pretty good. But the one that sticks out the most is Obsessed. And it's like, basically she's obsessed with her ex's ex. No, sorry. Her boyfriend's ex. And it's actually a fun song. She's like, I can't stop thinking about her and how perfect she is and like how nice she is and why am I so obsessed with your ex? I'm so obsessed with your ex. It's actually really good, you guys. You go should listen to it. Okay, let's get into Kate Middleton of it all. So, unfortunately, we found out that Kate Middleton has cancer. Um, Very, very sad. Obviously, like, something was going on to have her be out of the public eye for that long. And I think a lot of people feel really, really stupid for the jokes they made. Blake Lively made a joke like in one of her posts about like bad photoshopping. She actually apologized. She's like, I know no one probably really cares, but I've just got to say something. Like, I truly am sorry for that. And if it, if it hurt anyone, meaning Kate Middleton in this whole thing. But I saw a video, a TikTok of this girl I follow on TikTok, obviously. Her name is Coco Sorrell. She's from England. She's really, really funny. She had really good points about this. She's like, the public is kind of made out to feel like really bad about this, but like it's just natural that we have curiosities about this when we're told something, and then we are just put on the back burner and being kept out of the loop on all this. Like, she had all these things written in her diary about what she was going to do, and she kept canceling all these events. And I'll just read like some of the things she said. She's basically saying like the palace PR is like who we should be blaming at this point, because we're just like, they set her up for like all of this backlash, like with the photo editing. Like, why didn't they take credit for that? Why would they let her? Like, she was clearly behind the scenes trying to recover and trying to cope with this sad, sad news. And they just kept letting her take the fall on all of this stuff. Like, all these crazy conspiracy theories that everyone was saying. Like, she was getting a BBL, like, all, like, the cheating rumors and stuff. And the palace just kept letting it happen. Like, at least put out a statement or something to, because like the pictures, they pulled all the pictures back once everyone found out they were photoshopped. I don't know, it like, they should have made a statement. And she said, the men in the palace are always protected, but the women who marry into the family are not, aka Diana, Meghan, Kate. And she's like, somehow not Camilla though, she keeps getting away unscathed in all this. Oh, Camilla. Now the public is feeling shameful about it when it's only natural to wonder where she is. I think that's pretty normal, especially when it's been 3 months and we haven't seen her. She did make a statement, though, about this that I agree with 100%. She's like, the video was heartbreaking, but it was also seemed more sad because she was on that bench all alone. She's like, where was her husband? I'm like, that is such a good point. Like, why wouldn't he be there holding her hand through all this? I don't know. I just thought it spoke volumes of that. I don't know. I think we all should kind of feel bad. I never really said anything bad about like her during this whole thing, or like made too terrible of jokes. I kind of just repeated what people were saying, but it is sad to find out that this is what has been going on all along, and maybe we should have known about this. But I also think it shows that people actually cared about her this much, that they're wondering where she is. Like, I honestly don't think, like, if Camilla, this happened to her, I don't think anyone would really give a rat's ass about what is happening to her. But I just think it shows that we actually care about her. And I know I say I don't really care about the royals, but Kate has always been, you can just tell, super nice and genuine. And whatever, I don't know what her job is, to just make appearances and stuff, but you can tell that especially people in England like really, really like her and love her, and were worried about her. So she basically said in the video that I guess I should say what the video is. She was sitting on a bench, and like, I'm sure it's in the palace yard somewhere, saying, I had abdominal surgery. It was planned, but the surgery went well. But unfortunately, while they were doing the surgery, they found signs of cancer. So they didn't. I don't think she said exactly what cancer it was, but I don't think it's good. Obviously, if it's this bad, she has to say something about it. it must not be good. But she will obviously have the best care in the whole world taking care of her. But yeah, it's unfortunate. It's sad. And hopefully now we can kind of like move on from all this. I will say my favorite thing about, I guess, meme about this whole thing is when they were saying she was the unknown from the Willy Wonka pop-up shop. That was probably my favorite one. But alas, it is all over now. We wish her well. We wish her, just the best through all this whole thing. And hopefully they keep us updated. Hopefully this was a learning lesson from the Palace PR, that they keep us updated in all this, because, we obviously genuinely care about her. Anyway, I will leave it on that, and I hope you all have a good week. Get ready for Cowboy Carter Act 2 by Beyonce. What else? What else is coming out soon that we need to talk about? I honestly don't really even know. I saw a commercial today for The Fall Guy, which is the new movie with Emily Blunt and Ryan Gosling, and I am super excited about it. It looks so good. I think it comes out May 3rd or something. Anyway, stay tuned for that. Have a great rest of your day whenever you're listening to this. Please don't forget to share with everyone you know. If you haven't left a review, please go leave a review, or on Spotify, a 5-star review. On Apple, you can actually leave a written review, so that would be great. I'm going to try and post more on social media. I got the new Barbie book. It finally showed up, so I'm going to take a picture of that and post it on my Instagram. But yeah, I really want to start doing more with this podcast and putting, I feel like I put pretty good effort into it. And I think it seems easy to me because I retain this information so well. So like I could literally just write down bullet points and sit down and be able to talk about them no matter, like, any time of day, no matter what. But I want to keep doing a little bit more research and, get a little bit more information that I have stored in this noggin of mine. But yeah, so I'm trying to figure out ways to do all that and post more. I want to post more on social media. I want to do reels. I want to do TikToks. So yeah, stay tuned for all this. I'll start out slowly. I'm not going to overwhelm myself, but thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have fun this week. I think I've said I hope you guys have a good week at least 7 times now. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. Goodbye.